everyone, it's Nancy with Paper Moon Tarot, and I wanted to do a VR to Dani Mystic with her hashtag MyClassics. And I thought about this one for a while because I didn't want to just do another My Favorites or the 10 decks I'd take with me if the Titanic were sinking or something like that. I wanted to do something different than just my favorites. So what I figured out was that when I'm talking about my classics, they fall into certain categories. You know, whether it's for the art or because they're kind of quirky or whatever. And so I kind of picked those categories and picked some examples from them. Now, it doesn't mean that there aren't a lot of other examples in that category they aren't here. There are several, but these are ones that I think jump to mind immediately in each category, and therefore I think they're pretty much classics for me. So I'm going to start in with the first category, which to me is often the most important category, which is the art. And I have 3 decks here that I'm going to do a little flip through of. Dust to Onyx is the first one I have. It's an absolutely beautiful deck. Of course, all the artists and information on how to get the deck will be down below if you're interested. This is a more travel-sized edition of it, and the cardstock is absolutely lovely. It's a little bit rose petal-y, but I'm not much of a shuffler, so rose petal is fine. It feels good in the hand. And, you know, just exceptional production quality on this deck. And the art is just stunning. It has a little bit of gold foil here, which, yeah, you can see that. It is amazing, just an amazing deck to me. It's not one I pull out and read with very often, to be honest, because it's from a different culture. I'm not sure that I could always interpret it very well. But I love pulling it out and looking at it, and quite a few of my decks, I just love the art, and I pull them out and I look at the art. You know, I can read with any of them because I know what the card is, but, you know, whether I choose to do readings for myself or others, you know, depends on some other comfort factors for me. But anyway, Dust to Onyx is truly an incredibly beautiful deck, beautiful art, and here comes my cat looking across the screen. She's been gone all morning, disappeared, and she said, oh good, a chance for stardom, so here I come. She takes after her mom. She's a ham. Okay, so that's Dust to Onyx. Another deck that I really love for the artwork, obviously very different art in every example here, is the Painted Tarot by Sophie McKay-Knight. And it's nice cardstock. I love the backs. This one is another one where you don't get a whole lot to interpret the cards. The titles are very clear, so I could easily read on this. I'm using my keyboard so my cat doesn't sit on it. And there are certainly symbols and visual clues, but I love the art. I think it's so pretty, and, you know, obviously I think it would be more of an intuitive read. Cat, my jade, say hi and then go on your way, baby. Good girl. Excuse me. So that is the Painted Tarot, and again, falls in the category of a deck that I love for the art, so it is therefore a classic. That one's really dark to see, this light. It's therefore a classic Nancy deck because I love the art. The third in the art category, and again, I could find you 10 or 15 more upstairs in my collection, but these are ones that stand out for me. This is the Intuitive Tarot by Conway. And I know a lot of people love her Shimmering Veil. I like this one better. It is almost an Art Deco look to me. Beautiful and nice bold titles. I really like that. But I really respond to this art. I think it's very clear what the meaning is. I think the art's very beautiful. As I said, the titles are very clear. The colors are just really pretty colors. And, you know, I think when I got this, I felt like this is very possibly my soul deck, if there is such a thing. I still love to pull it out, and again, I think reading with it is pretty straightforward. The images are very clear to me, and yet very beautiful. So that's the Intuitive Tarot by Celia Conway. So those are three that are really art decks for me. The art stands out, and three classics for me. So the next category, I think, that would be a Nancy classic would be Quirky Decks. You know, doing these kind of in order. Art's really important. And then I kind of love Quirky Decks. And for this, again, I could have come up with lots, Deviant Moon and Shadowland and things like that. And I pulled this one out, and now I've forgotten the name of it. I'll put it down below, I promise. But it's by Fournier, the Spanish publisher. And I love the size. It's a quirky size. I love the art. It's colorful. Look at that. It's so much fun. And I apologize. I don't have it in its box. It's just sitting here with some of my favorite decks. And I think the title of it is sort of Spanish, so I'm at a loss. It's not like the Jane Tarot or something. You guys probably know what it is. Somebody tell me down below, and I will, as I say, put it in my comments down below. But I love quirky art. So that is one of the quirky decks. Another is one I have to get out of the box. The Carnival at the End of the World Tarot, which is, you know, a great deck, great cardstock. Very weird stuff going on here, and I love it. Again, this is one that I don't know how easy it would be to read with. You know, when I think of reading for others, which I don't do a great deal, but I feel like I want them to be able to understand the image if they're looking at it, or for me to be able to explain the image. And I'm not even sure I can explain the images in this to someone that's actually a great fool. But it's fun. It's just so much fun. So that's the Carnival at the End of the World Tarot. And then the third one that is definitely a classic deck for me. My cat's coming around again. Is the Guardian Tarot. I absolutely adore this deck. And this is sort of the Alien Creatures deck. Jade, honey, everyone loves to see you. I know that. You get down. But the art is so pretty. So, you know, usually with these decks, it's a kind of a congruence of the art and the quirkiness or the whatever, but the art is always there for me. The colors in this deck are stunning. Again, this is one that I cannot imagine doing a reading for someone, you know, some someones, but a lot of people would be like, what the hell is that? What's going to happen to me? Oh my God, look at that. But I just think it's beautiful. And definitely quirky. So that's my quirky category of decks. Okay, moving on. I've got a category of gentle decks, just ones that I think are really sweet and easygoing, just a nice vibe to them. And the first one is the Inkwitch Tarot, one of my favorite decks. It has a soft color palette, simple artwork. I do like the fact that the creator, Maille, M-A-I-L-L-E, I'm not meant to be mispronouncing it, has some unique interpretations for the cards that, you know, stand out. I love it when a creator sort of thinks differently about something like that. My old bugaboo, the Eight of Wands, which is just wands flying through the air. There was one that I showed, which I have in this group, the Asherah Tarot, that had a bird with its wings spread and sort of air flying up from the wings. You know, if the wings were beating, the air is flying up. And it was just a different way to show action. And I love it when creators think of those things. And I think that this deck does that in many cases. So the Inkwitch Tarot is one of the gentle, sweet, softer decks that I love. Okay, the next gentle deck is the Future Ancestors Tarot. Very simple, very straightforward, not a lot of detail. So it's not straightforward in the sense that it's pure RWS, I can read every card easily type of thing. But very simple line work, you know, clear to me, but very minimalistic in style. And that's the Future Ancestors Tarot. And you know, again, now and then you just feel like a simple, sweet deck that has pretty images. I could explain this to someone I was reading for very clearly without a lot of detail. You know, it's not giving you all the esoteric stuff. But, you know, again, I guess that's why these are classics for me, because I like different kinds and different categories when I'm in the mood or when the occasion calls for it. So there is the Future Ancestors. And one more of these gentle, sweet tarot decks that I love is the Marluna Tarot. Comes in a nice tin box, beautiful card backs, and this one really is just soft and sweet and very clear meanings to it. Very, very RWS, straightforward, pretty colors, soft palette. Very clear meanings, but in just a gentler universe than some decks. Again, a nice, I think a gentle deck has a softer palette for me. So that is Marluna Tarot. One of my gentle decks, my gentle classics. Okay, we're getting there. The next category is super readable decks. decks that are so straightforward, RWS meanings, and clear titles and so on. They have the symbology in them, but in a very uncomplicated way. This is the Lazy Crow. It's a great deck and could almost go in the gentle category, but I do have a category of decks that if I just really want the clear meaning and I want to be able to see things clearly and know exactly what that image is, then this is one of the decks that I would reach for. Again, it could be a quirky deck because it's kind of quirky art. It could be a gentle deck, but it's also, I think the main thing for me is it's just a nice, straightforward deck. So that is the Lazy Crow Tarot. And let's see, so the other straightforward deck that I have is the Midcenturian Tarot. And I love the big bold names and numbers on here. It's very easy to see, my favorite card in the deck, exactly what's happening. It's again, kind of a quirky art style. There goes the cat again. She just really wants to be in this video. You guys are blessed. But the Midcenturian and the Lazy Crow are two just really simple, straightforward. I think you could read with anyone with these in a very uncomplicated way and get the meaning, and the name of the card jumps right out at you. So that's a classic thing for me, that I really like that in a deck. All right, we are down to kind of the last category here, and that is systems. RWS, I think the last category kind of is pure RWS, straightforward, easy to understand. But I do have an occasional Thoth deck, only a few, and one is the Asherah, which I just did a video on. I'll try and put a link here to it. Nice poker-sized deck, I love that. This is one of my favorite Two of Cups ever. The colors in this deck are just stunning. So there are, you know, classically I do have a few in different systems, but they're the ones that I really can work with. And I'm no expert in any system, but if I'm going to go for them, these are my classics. And I really just got this. The Asherah just came out in its 3rd edition, I think. And I got the poker size. I just found out yesterday she is now making available a tarot size of this deck. So again, all links will be down below for where to get these. And then the other alternate system deck, and I have several of these. And the creator says this is not a Marseille deck, pure Marseille, and I understand that. But it's Marseille style. I have a few other Marseille style decks. But I love the Tarot to Ozarks. Again, the colors are vibrant. This is one of my favorite decks, and the one that got me thinking, maybe I can look at Marseille and enjoy it. So that is the Tarot, the Ozarks. Okay, so those are my classic alternate system decks. And I'm just going to end with what is currently my favorite deck. And I'm not sure, I guess it would fit in the art category. It's the Dream Visions Tarot. If I'm going to do a classic deck for Nancy, then I have to show you my very favorite deck. And I got it several months ago, but I just love the artwork in this, the production quality, the power in these cards. They just speak to me so clearly and vibrantly. And they're so simple. You know, the artwork is straightforward, but to me, there's a real energy in these cards that I find amazing. Look at that strength card. Can you see her and the lion? The colors are so vibrant, it's a little challenging, but I just, this deck sort of brings it all together. It's unusual. The creatures in it are unusual. The art is beautiful. And to me, it's very clear what the meanings of the cards are, but it wouldn't have been when I started with tarot. So it doesn't necessarily fall in that category. So that's it. That's a whole lot of decks, but that's what I consider my classics, ones that have great art, very quirky, fun, you know, are very clear to read, simple, gentle decks for when I'm in that mood, and exploring different systems. Those are my classics, and as I say, I have tons more in each category, but these are the ones that jump out to me, and I'd love to know what you think of them. And I can't find my mouse now, the cat took it. I can never stop this video. It's going to go on forever. Okay, I'll have to tap the screen. Thanks for coming by. You take care. Let me know which decks you like. Bye.